tonight to the Racers Elite Network broadcast, the Xfinity Series, coming to you live from Dover International through the Dover Downs. It is Dover, Delaware for this Monster Mile. You see the Monster Smash out there outside of turn number 2, I believe it was there, as turn 1. Kind of a interesting layout. Dakota LaRue going to be one of my announcers. I apologize for the graphic not having some sponsor logos in it. Usually it does. Something has broken. I need to fix it. Just found that out momentarily, but it will be fixed next week. I'm going to fix by Sunday for sure. But anyway, so mile long track here. Track temperature is 112 degrees. Going to play a role in some of the heat in these tires and a little bit of the grip that these drivers are going to have throughout the course of tonight's race. With that being said, we're 84 degrees, ambient air temperature, 24% humidity. Partly cloudy weather and a 4-mile-an-hour wind gust is going to maybe play a role in the way that the aerodynamics work in these cars. We'll find out as we roll forward. Tonight's race is 160 laps, I believe, from what I saw. So, going to be fun to see how that plays out. Talk about drivers going forward tonight. Let's take a look at the point standings coming into tonight's racing action. We'll get that up there as well. So, coming into tonight, Sean Dunaway, your point leader with 2,058 points. And he's going to give, well, he's a Hello Kitty sponsored ride, so he'll be here tonight. Chicken Cooper Racing, Andrew Tuff. So there's top two Chicken Cooper Racing drivers, 2,056 points for Andrew Tuff. Patrick Millette is third with 2,054 points. Cody Benelli is fourth with 2,048 points. Stephen Luttrell rounds out the top five for 8K Motorsports with 2,047 points. He's tied with Kyle Hess from Highwide and Handsome Motorsports or Highwide and Handsome Esports. Truth Hook is seventh in the Misfits, man. They're all hanging together right there. That is the Misfits group. For the most part, there's one outlaw in that group, and he's only back in the 16th spot as Aaron Marquis. Truth Hook is in seventh with 2,045 points. Lee Campbell's eighth with 2,043 points. Ninth is Barry Nelson with 2,039 points. Troy Thomas, Nitrous Cowboy, is 10th with 2,036 points. Cliff Adams, 11th with 2,012 points. Dennis Kane from Midwest Motorsports is 12th with 2,004 points. Brandon Biddy is 13th. Team Biddy is 308 points outside the points championship. So Dalton Stidham is 14th with 276 points. Excuse me. Timothy Wisebrand in 15th with 259 points. Aaron Marquis is 16th with 253 points. Joshua Neal 17th, 227 points. Curtis Ecker is 18th with 204 points. See, Dakota has decided to join me in the booth. Welcome this evening to the Dover Downs Raceway in Dover, Delaware, Dakota.
What's going on, buddy? I thought we were going live about 7:45. That was not bad.
Oh, you're good. I'm a little early. I like to go over some stuff and cover a couple things beforehand. I can start without you. It's all good. I got enough to talk about it. I'm not even killing dead space right now. I'm just filling in the info. What the viewers that maybe don't follow the point standings and everything, people don't follow us. Just giving them a little insight on what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Little tidbits. So 19th right now. See Kirby Wainscott with 195 points. David Kimmons is 20th with 172 points. Brandon Honeycutt's 21st, 156 points for Johnny Extreme 8. 22nd, Brandon Massey, 154 points. David Davis, 23rd, 125 points, tied with Robert Richardson. Matthew Cornell is 25th with 113 points. He's tied with Ira Kohlhaas. And Brendan Wilcox, 27th, 107 points. Justin Neal is 28th, 104 points. Jesse Fox, 29th, 65 points. Kinsley Smith, 41 points, is 30th. And Jack Kelly's 31st, 36 points. Alrighty, so it looks like qualifying set to get underway here. And we've got a few drivers here in the house. Going to take time here. We'll see how this plays out for them with the Xfinity Series qualifying. Let's take a brief gander here. We didn't get enough fast times for practice. Let's see here. Fastest in practice, Patrick Millette with, it's not going to tell me exactly what the lap time was here. So we'll see how things play out for Patrick here in qualifying. So, I was told earlier to look out for Lee Campbell tonight, Dakota, and at number 60 ride. He seems to come out and show out here at Dover, but man, looking like fifth fast in practice out of 13 cars. That's about mid-pack. That's about the usual for me when I go to the racetrack. We're about mid-pack, so maybe something, a better long-run game for the number 60.
Yeah, I got told to watch out for him because he's usually pretty good here, but we'll have to see. Things change. Track temp could play a factor or anything, so not going to put too much pressure on him.
Oh, I'm gonna bring him to the booth. We're gonna draw him questions, tell him that we picked him to win, and we
Man, I
got
was in here
started.
the other night, and every time Mike brought someone up, they wrecked. It was,
We ain't gonna do that tonight. Brandon Biddy looks like he's gonna go to the top of the leaderboard right now with a 23.949. First lap time laid down was by Kyle Hess, 23.968 second lap. And it looks like Kyle Hess to the top of the board. Brandon Biddy not any fast. He's faster on the second lap, but not fast enough for the pole. As Kyle Hess goes to the pole, 23.808. That's quick time. Brandon Biddy's second lap, 23.947 faster, but not good enough to take the pole back from Kyle Hess. Looks like Cody Benelli out on the racetrack now. He's going to qualify here. We'll see what kind of lap times he can lay down. And that Byler sponsored number 19 Chevy Camaro. And see Cody's first lap time. I'm going to click in here. Play a warm-up lap complete. 36 also out on the racetrack. That's Stephen Luttrell. Cody got his warm-up lap in. His first time lap coming to you now is going to be a 24.174. Third quick for Cody Benelli. See what Stephen Luttrell has to offer here on his first lap. He works his way through turns 3 and 4. Off turn 4 to the stripe. The 18 of Patrick Millett coming to the racetrack. The 36 will strike lap time down. Luttrell 23.840. Second quick. See if Cody Benelli's second lap's any faster. 23.822. 23.822. Good enough for second quick for Cody Benelli. It looks like Patrick Millett still on pit road there. Is not left for his warm-up lap. So Stephen Luttrell's second lap for him. Let's see if it's any better. And Luttrell's second lap looks like slower. 23.871, so 0.031 slower than his best that lap. Tell you what, things are shaking up a little bit here. It's going to be a full-fledged night of racing here, Dakota, with looking at the leaderboard right now, we've got 3 of our championship contenders. The top 3 on qualifying so far.
yeah, looks like we got Patrick Millett out there as well in the 18 machine doing his qualifying attempt at the moment.
We got Patrick Millett out there.
And Sean Dunaway as well.
Ghost Tequila sponsored ride. And Sean Dunaway, yep, the Hello Kitty sponsored ride coming out for his qualifying effort. And Patrick Millett's warm-up lap complete. He will score a lap time this time around. We'll see what he can put down on the board here for Patrick Millett in the 18. 23.811, second quick.
Almost completely tied with Kyle Hess there.
Pretty close. We also got the 55 of double nipple of Truth Hope as Patrick Millett crashes on his second lap, so that will end his run. So we'll switch over to 01 at Sean Dunaway, who's working on his laps now in the Hello Kitty sponsored ride as he comes to the line. This time should get a lap here for the 01, and he will clock in at 23.896, fifth quick so far here in qualifying.
Yeah, I'm starting to see a little bit of a trend here. I mean, everyone's running relatively close to the same lap. I mean, all within a few hundredths of each other. So, should be a pretty good race here, but it's really going to come down to who's got better long run speed.
Yeah, it's shown here. You got to get the tires warmed up. Make sure you get a good run here. 55 of Truth Hook's going to put down a 23.850. That's good enough for sixth quick as Sean Dunaway, there's the Hello Kitty sponsored number 01. To fourth quick with a 23.835.
You know, they call this track, I believe, the Munster Mile. I call it the Munster Mile because it eats your tires up. I was in a race here in a league not too long ago. I was coming to the last 10 laps and blew a tire.
It's
the only one that did it, too.
It was probably right front.
Yep.
Truth okay, able to put down a 23.842 second lap time, good enough for sixth quick in qualifying thus far. Is now the Funfetti sponsor number 98, the raceselite.com admin of Andrew Teft.
We don't
on the
talk about
racetrack.
Andrew Tiff.
I was talking about the Funfetti Pillsbury stickers on his car. It had nothing to do with him.
You say Pillsbury.
Yeah, you got a Pillsbury sponsor on the back of that car. I got Funfetti.
Pillsbury Doughboy.
He is
Funfetti. Got it.
23.848. I think he needs to pull them strings, let the Funfetti out, maybe he'll go faster.
Yeah, if he hits that right pedal, instead of the middle pedal, he might go just a hair faster here. I believe he's coming around for a second lap this time.
Yeah, Lee Campbell's also out there. He'll score his first lap this time by as Andrew Tuff goes 23.821. That's good enough for third quick for the 98 machine.
And I'm very surprised he got that lap time there because he did hit the wall a little bit coming up before. So he got very close to getting an X there, possibly, and getting his lap taken away from him.
Yeah, it must not have been as bad as it looked here. As we look at the number 60, Lee Campbell, who was supposed to be a very dominant contender here, 23.863 on his first lap. That's good enough for position number 8. He'll run one more lap here and see where he gets timed and placed on the leaderboard with his competitive lap times through 3 and 4.
I also believe, didn't we have a birthday today or was it yesterday? Check here.
23.832. Fifth quick for Lee Campbell. He'll start in the 5th spot as of right now. I'm not sure about birthdays in here. I ain't that up to par. We ain't on that personal level yet. Just in the booth here, maybe.
Listen, bud, I only know because I just happened to go into the chat and seen someone saying something about happy birthday.
Who was it? Was it yesterday?
I don't know.
Oh, I ain't found it yet.
I don't ever.
Why don't you go over in the thing and search birthday?
Listen, I'm too lazy to do that. I'd rather just scroll.
Kirby Wayne Scott yesterday, so happy birthday, Kirby Wayne Scott.
Yep.
That wasn't that hard, was it?
Hey, little hard. So let's see. We got about 13 drivers today, I believe. So a little bit of a smaller field. So I'm expecting some pretty good racing out of these guys today.
Kirby, if you're not watching, and I wasted my time finding that. I hope you're. I'm not gonna tell the viewers what I'm thinking right now.
I'm gonna break my foot. Up.
Yeah. Oh no, I was thinking of some good races for him. It was nothing bad by any means.
Something like stepping on a Lego or.
No, wishing his birthday full of love.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
How about we just take the cars down there to the infield track and let them run?
What is that? What is that? A little Arca track or Legends Oval? I mean, I don't understand this.
I don't even know.
What do they use that for? I've never seen them use it. I've been to Dover
last time
once.
I got told it's a horse track.
It looks like it's got. Are they putting dirt on it? It looks like concrete from here.
I'm pretty sure it's it's a horse track or something like that.
You know, it probably is. It's probably where they hold the betting races for the horses for the casino, for the Dover Downs Casino. That way it's ultra secure. That's just a thought. I mean, I could be completely wrong.
Well, I don't guess anyone else is going to go for a qualifying attempt here.
I'm starting to wonder if the other 4 are still in the server. Looks like we're going to go to grid time, and we'll see if we get 13 cars or 9 cars. So, that being said, it's time for our starting lineup.
Have not seen anyone disconnect, so I will say I'm pretty sure we'll have 13 here. A lot of people don't like to
Qualify.
Some people don't like to qualify. They like to start in the back.
No, I'm not knocking them. I just one of those things, man. Maybe I'm just iffy like that. Alrighty, so starting on the side of the front row for the Racers Elite Network Xfinity iRacing Series. Here at Dover, Delaware, Dover Downs is Kyle Heston, 86 for High White and Handsome Racing, and his outside, the 18 of Patrick Millette qualified second. Inside of number 2, P3 is Jacob Racing's number 98 is Andrew Teff. It is outside, the 19 of Cody Benelli will start fourth. Inside of number 3, the Full Send Esports number 60, Lee Campbell. To his outside, the Hello Kitty number 01 of Sean Dunaway. Inside of number 4, is a 36 of Stephen Luttrell will start 7th. To his outside, Misfits Racing's Devil Nickel, it's Truth Hope, he'll start 8th. Inside of row number 5, the Biddy Family Racing's 22, it's Brandon Biddy. To his outside, Misfits Racing's number 88, it's the Nitrous Cowboy, Troy Thomas. Inside of number 6, in the 11th spot, I made some jokes here. I don't know if you were around there for it. Run Over Racing's number 42. I'm pretty sure Jonathan stood him. I told him that his new nickname was going to have something to do with Starlink. And I'll have to recall that. But outside of row number 6 is the 92 of Timothy Wiseman. Roll back here to the 13th starting spot is the 28 of Barry Nelson. Man, where's that coming from? I don't know why I have start lights showing up on my dashboard now. That's new. Got a few things that are happening tonight that are kind of out of character, so I'm not sure why they're there. Anyway, so we got some racing to do here, 160 laps total, and the drivers making their way around the racetrack here, working turns 3 and 4. The iRacing.com for Space Truck pulls in, and we'll go green here off of turn 4 on the race leader. And the green flag is out, and away they go.
And holy cow, did Kyle Hess get a jump out there.
This is a... Maybe I should have updated my SDK before we started this.
Oh, I think Kyle Hess might have jumped the start.
I could see that. He got a black flag on my end, so that'll be something that Chintel Bottles will have to look at and decide if it's clearable or not.
Oh, and they're wrecking for 3rd place back there. Looks like we're staying green though, as they were able to save it here.
Everybody's able to keep it going there.
So that is going to hand the lead over to Andrew Tiff, as Kyle Hess is going to have to go down pits this time, and he's out to about a 1 second gap, 2nd place at the moment. So it's in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, it's worked out pretty well in their favor here. Make some adjustments here to this. It's the way that SDK is handling my overlay stuff here. It's not working on the ticker side, but the tower side was good. Get back to that.
So I'm going to be keeping my eyes on this Lee Campbell. Just give him a little bit of commentator's curse here.
Well, he's already been picked to be a standout driver tonight as we watch the number 60 Goodyear sponsored ride. Working the 5th position going around the racetrack.
Yeah, and everyone pretty much single filed out and spread out at the moment after that little first incident on lap 3, but luckily no caution there was no caution, so we are still green flag racing for the most part. It does look like Benelli is starting to catch up to Andrew Tiff though, as he's closed the gap now for almost a full second to about 0.3. And if I remember correctly, I believe the fuel run here is about 53, 54 laps. Let me double check. Hey, happy birthday to Andrew's dad. Apparently it's his birthday today as well. And Kirby's was yesterday, so there we go.
Heck yeah.
And fuel run is about 51 to 52 with normal pace, 53 to 54 if you're saving.
That's good info to know, especially with what's coming up here. As far as the way the drivers are actually right now. Speaking of playoff drivers, and I don't understand why. I thought Andrew was in the playoffs.
I mean, I can go double check on that for you right quick.
I could be wrong.
Let me go. I know there's a points channel somewhere. There it is. Andrew. Nope, that is the championship. That's not what I need to see.
Pull it up, but let's see.
Yep, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't know where they're at.
Pretty sure he is. His name isn't highlighted on the towers while I said that. Set off. Yeah, that's why I said I was pretty sure something's not jiving on my end, which is possible. Let's try this. Oh, okay. I have fixed my ticker, so my ticker is back. So, needless to say, I was trying to get my ticker adjusted. Mike was trying to help me out with that. Unfortunately, the code that he gave me did not work, and that's what broke my race information and a lot of other stuff. There was syntax errors in it, but I was giving it a try just because Mike said it should work. And back to the action. Andrew Teft right now. Your race leader, Cody Manelli's second. Stephen Luttrell is third. Fourth is Sean Dunaway. Fifth, Truth Hope. Sixth is Brandon Biddy. Seventh, Lee Campbell. Eighth is Jonathan Sidham. Ninth is Patrick Millette. Running at your top 10 is Barry Nelson. And unfortunately, Kyle has had to go and serve that penalty and has since then returned to the racetrack. And very costly to have to serve penalties with such a short, such as a mile-long track as Dover, Delaware.
Yeah, but I will say the 55 and 22 able to get around the 60 car, probably the most action we've had so far since the race started there, and he laid him by fairly cleanly there. It kind of looks like he's trying to save a little bit of tire at the moment. It wasn't really trying to battle him too hard there, so.
I'm going to date myself here just a little bit. The last time, I've actually been to Dover, Delaware, to the Munster Mile, and when I was there, you'll say I was sitting in the middle of turns 1 and 2, and Jerry Nadeau went around in front of us in the rear end. The whole rear end came up under his car. So that just gives you an idea how long ago that was. And that was a NASCAR race. So that was the what would now be the next gen.
So I've never been to I've been to Charlotte Motor Speedway, but not for a NASCAR event. I was there. I was watching the buses race, I believe, in the pit road area. That was some wild racing there, but besides that, I've never actually been to a track, period, so.
Glad to have you here on board with us at Racers Elite Network and announcing and hanging out with us.
I'm just here. I turn left. I don't know what else to do.
Turn left, jab the brake, say all crap a couple times, and man, that was bad. I'm glad I'm not forking out the money to fix this. And I still do that. Well, man, I tell you what, Andrew Teft leading this field right now. He's the one dropping notes out here saying, watch Lee Campbell, he's fast here. Lee is currently back in the 7th position. Andrew Teft, the guy that he's kind of, what do they call it, like Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. He's like a sleeper cell.
Call him a silent assassin is what I call him, because typically he stays in the back, and then coming to the last lap, he's magically just in a good spot to finish good. I don't know how he does it, but.
You say Magic and the Funfetti sponsor on the 98 car. Things are clicking a little here. Gotta watch the tire wear is going to be the biggest issue here tonight. I want to thank everybody for tuning in on the Racers Elite Network. I don't think I've done that yet, so thank you for tuning in and hanging out with us here. There's a little bit of battle going on now. The 0-1 looks to the inside of Stephen Luttrell on the 36. We'll see if the Hello Kitty machine can get the pass done. He does. And he'll take over position number 3 from the 36 of Stephen Luttrell. Gotta say this, the fastest lap of the race does belong to Lee Campbell, 23.936 currently.
All right, so looking at YouTube chat, we got a good evening from Christian Lim's Media Corner. Cody Benelli said no sound on the cast yet. Never mind my end. We got the real Beatty, which I assume would be Brandon Beatty, saying something about terrible qualifying. He gets the award for worst qualifying. We got William Luttrell saying Stephen Luttrell fan club is here. We appreciate you as always. And we got Devil Charger, which is Matt Mettler, saying it's the Butterfinger Bandit again.
You know it.
And the Raging Kaiju.
Yeah, Butterfinger Bandit and the Wi-Fi Hustler out there. I'm glad to see he's out there in chat land. He must started in the McDonald's parking lot for the night. Gonna shack up.
Oh, look at that. Just like that, Cody Manelli up to the lead here. Taking over the point of this race. Andrew Teff looking to his inside again as we're coming through 3 and 4 this time.
Yep, great
Not
battle.
able to get to his inside though, so Cody Manelli is going to get a little bit of a better run coming down the front stretch, I believe. Unless I'm backwards here.
No, you're good. Exactly what happened. Cody Manelli out front. Andrew Tuck now running P2.
Now, it looks like Andrew Teff's pace is starting to fall down a little bit. Sean Dunaway is starting to get all over his back door here, so could potentially see another pass for out of these top four. They've completely pulled away from the rest of the field over almost a 3-second gap all the way back to fifth, which would be, I believe, True Token, that 55 machine. As you see, Sean Dunaway going to the inside of Andrew Teff. Stephen Luttrell trying to follow him through, but not quite there yet. Andrew Teff getting into the wall just slightly, and that is going to allow for Stephen Luttrell to get on his inside as well.
He's in a little bit of position there. It's not always the best way to go. But it's early going in this race, and being out front, not being able to, you can set a pace, but you might outlap yourself before it's all said and done.
And we're still only about halfway through our fuel run here, so we're getting close to halfway. So there's no telling, you could be backing space down a little bit, trying to save a little bit of tire here or anything. There's no telling what kind of strategies these guys are doing. Lee Campbell back up in that fifth spot, passing True Toke again, working his way back through the field.
Yeah, there's a lot of we don't really have any good. I'm trying to think of the word for it. We don't have any hard chargers at the moment. Sean Dunaway and Stephen Luttrell both up 4 spots. Cody Manelli's up 3 spots in the race, leading from 4th. True Toke, Brandon Biddy, Troy Thomas, Jonathan Siddermall up 2 spots, and Barry Nelson up 3 spots as well. So, an idea where everybody stands.
We could call Kyle Hess the hard charger going to the back after getting a black flag at the start. I mean, he went from first to last. Does that count?
That's more of a hard luck.
Yeah, all he needs is a caution. He'll be just right back in this race here. It looks like Timothy Osborne, who is currently 2 laps down, I'm not sure we're having him, getting ready to go around Andrew Teff, trying to get one of his laps back here. Let's go take a look here. It doesn't look like he had any damage that I can tell. Maybe trying a little bit of a short pit strategy out here. You don't hope for a caution? Not real sure.
There's a lot of different strategies that can be used in this series. We don't have a lot of drivers to help some of the more finesse strategies out tonight, but we've got enough that could really make a dent in some different things here.
Right now it's looking like a 3-car breakaway. Cody Benelli still leading. You got Sean Dunaway in second, Stephen Luttrell in third as they're starting to pull away from Andrew Teff here. Lee Campbell is starting to make up time on our leaders though. So maybe Andrew Teff wasn't wrong as he's went from about 6 seconds back to about 4.5 at the moment.
Yeah, Cody Manelli right now your race leader. Sean Dunaway in second. Stephen Luttrell is third. Andrew Teff 4th. Lee Campbell rounds out the top 5. True Toke currently 6th. Troy Thomas is 7th. 8th is Brandon Biddy. 9th Jonathan Stidham. 10th is Barry Nelson. 11th is Patrick Millett. 12th is Kyle Hess. And 13th Timothy Lasburn. So Timothy Lasburn joining Kyle Hess back there. Both drivers a lap down. So not sure. It's like Lasburn may have had some early damage, had to come down to get that fixed. So developing story there. Only downside with that, Dakota, this league at Racers Elite Network, or Racers Elite Xfinity Series, is known to go green to checkered on the occasion.
I will say, I mean, even the Super Speedway Series I've seen go, all the way to the checkered with no cautions, so it could very likely happen here.
It could be one of those things, and that is the nail in the coffin for Kyle Hess and Timothy Lasburn to start out right at the get-go with either excess damage repairs or a
black
penalty.
Flag there from
black flag penalty for the start. Yep. maybe it was a challenge. Maybe Kyle Hess took a challenge there. I think and this is so people understand. So iRacing offers a more advanced version of the restarts and the use of the restart zone. So what had happened, I believe, is Kyle Hess had actually failed to maintain the pace vehicle speed coming to the green flag.
The advanced restarts, the way it works is the first restart you go off the green. Afterwards, you can go in the box at any point in time. So what happened was he thought he could go in the box on the first restart, and he jumped start.
Gotcha.
Which it was pretty close because the green flag came out not long, almost the same time he got on the gas.
That's a 22 of Brandon Biddy down pit road for his stop, as we are now 35 laps into this run. And it looks like he came in for a scheduled stop. And I'll tell you what, the injured Tuck looked like he was loose coming off turn 4.
Yeah, these tires are starting to wear down for a few of these drivers here. We're really seeing who was able to save early in this run. I will say, coming down and getting tires now might not be a bad strategy, but pending any cautions, the less pits, the better. And these drivers are only scheduled to have to pit twice tonight, so.
Yeah, that's pretty early, lap 35 coming up the road for a 2 schedules pit stop race.
But if anything, they could have been getting a tire warning or anything like that and just decided it's safer to come down and go ahead and get tires than blow a tire and possibly run a chance to have anything. So
yeah, Brandon Biddy goes all the way back to 13.
Yeah, that is going to put him 2 laps down. But as we seen with Timothy Osborne earlier, he was able to get one of his laps back already. So, I mean, anything could happen here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the lap down plays out through the course of this race. As drivers that do have to come down, they already, they got a couple that came down already, and they're going to have to short pit again, maybe to get a strategy going.
Yeah, and I mean, with the fuel run, what was 51, 52 without 7, 53, 54 with 7, I mean, it's going to be really close on only making it on a 2-stopper. So it could be a potential that they're like, oh, well, I got 3 stops, so why not pit early now, make up some time.
Yeah, it's going to come down to the end of this race, watching fuel strategy, tire management. It's I don't know, the lead that Goody Vanelli had, it's dropped down a good bit there. I don't know if I'd be playing with fuel right now or not. I mean, he could probably run a little easier. And looks like last time by he was faster than everybody behind him as far as position battles go. But I don't know. It's going to get out front, maybe try to establish a lead. I think Dover, if you watch the NASCAR races and the Cup races and everything, I think Dover's one of those tracks where you get out front, you got to get some guys lapped down. And, I mean, being a mile long, you can kind of do that. Get that strategy going for you and kind of stay out there as long as we stay green. He's going to allow the 22 to slip underneath there. Brandon Biddy will get one of those laps back. So he'll get around the race leader with those fresher tires.
Yeah, Lee Campbell also came down to pits, I believe, the last time by, so it's going to put him 2 laps down. But be looking for him to be making his way back to get a lap back as well, because he did just come out of pits right as the leaders was going past it.
There's always a little bit of discrepancy here as far as pit road goes and how to handle stops. But like I said before, I think if you can manage lap traffic and make your pit stops and get through everybody cleanly, it could be the nail in the coffin and get you the win here at Denver. Not really too much developing here tonight. The biggest thing here is keep an eye on Lee Campbell to come back from on the 13th right now, as he's got the 18 of Patrick Millette on pit road.
Yeah, and it seems like most of everybody that's went a lap down thus far has been because they went to pits. Nobody's went a lap down off speed yet, so.
Well, we're going to find out how that plays out with everybody coming to pit road now. There's going to be a couple of drivers that get trapped. We'll see which ones they are.
I think it's really going to depend on if we end up having a caution or not anytime soon, and if we're really going to be able to see these strategies play out here.
We're having a small field like this. We're more likely to see the strategies play out. The aggressive driving kind of goes out the window when you've got a pretty high chance of finishing in the top 10. The competitive edge kind of goes out the window unless you're in the top 5, top 6 cars in contention for a win.
As you see here, the 6th car, Lee Campbell, trying to catch back up to our leader here and get one of his laps back as well.
Yeah, Lee's reeling
You
them
can see
in.
how much of a difference there is between the tires there.
Oh, it's a lot and a handful. Cody Benelli's last lap 26.001. Lee Campbell rolled by 24.533.
It looks like Cody's starting to have a little bit of handling issues with his car there, as he did just get into the wall coming off the exit of 2, which is going to allow for Sean Dunaway to make up a little bit of time on here. But it looks like Sean Dunaway having a little bit of issues as well, as he just lost a pretty big chunk of time.
Well, Sean Dunaway is in an active position battle with Stephen Luttrell. Luttrell dives to the inside in the 36. If not division-sponsored ride, as he's going to drive under the 0-1 with Sean Dunaway. He will pull away and take over the second position from Sean Dunaway. Stephen Luttrell is now your runner-up car.
Yeah, it looks like Sean Dunaway coming down the pits this time. Trying his best to keep it down there. It's a pretty hard pit road to kid. I'm no stranger to hitting the barrels, trust me. Done that a few times during practice.
Yeah, see, I hit those barrels and they blow apart, and you just see the old manners pop up out of the windshield. You see the micro with the chili bowl that had the vinyl lettering on the floor pan?
No, sir, I didn't get to watch the chili bowl, to be honest with you.
One of the micros that rolled there had old shit put on the bottom of the car, so it rolled over. That's what you saw.
I've had that, I can't remember what game it was, but there was some game I was able to do that, and whenever I flipped over, it said, hey, this isn't supposed to be this way.
In the famous words of Mr. Charlie Medford, you can't park there.
Exactly. But we are within the pit window here, as I believe Cody Benelli is going to be coming down this time on lap 52. Is Stephen Luttrell going to answer or stay out? Looks like Stephen Luttrell will be staying out.
Yep, 36 is going to complete another lap here as Cody Benelli makes his way to pit road. You know, as hard as the pit road as this is to make, everybody so far, knock on wood, has not gotten a speeding penalty on pit road.
Yeah, so far, but I'm curious how long some of these drivers are going to stay out here. As I said, you know, we're really close to being a 2-stop race here, and if they save a little bit of fuel.
Oh, Stephen Luttrell's going to stop for another lap. Look out. Stephen Luttrell is on a mission here.
Stephen Luttrell is going to be coming down this time, as you see True Toad going around his outside here. Feet foul machine.
Andrew Tepper already completing his stop. He'll stay out and probably take the race. We'll see how that plays out. Go ahead.
One thing I do like about not being the actual producer is I can have the voice chat on, so I can hear when people are pitting and some other things. I feel like it helps with some of the information sometimes.
I mean, there's ways around it. The broadcasters are producing. You can actually do that. I don't have it set up that way. One day I will. I don't know when, but all I need is a set of speakers.
I got my SDK set up the way I like it, and I try not to mess with it otherwise. I believe the 36 overshot his pit box. No, it's doing tires now.
So that's gonna cost him a little bit if that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, it looked a little weird. Looked like he took left sides only, but I highly doubt it. As long as he was in pits, that's what happened there. As the 98 is coming down this time, as you see him here on the apron.
Troy Thomas, the Nitrous Cowboy, also in. Showing Barry Nelson. Is Barry Nelson still with us? He was in the pits. I think he's talking wreck.
Sure. Looks like he's coming out of pits now. I don't have any indication that he rigged.
Put out then. I would say this showed him out. I think it's because he was on the pits. He stayed for damage or something. Yeah, he's good now.
So Andrew Test still in the lead. Brandon Beatty about 30 seconds back here. So Brandon Beatty should be taking over the lead. No, Sean Dunaway.
Hello, Kitty. Wait, hello, Moto. Sean Dunaway with the race lead now, rolling through turns 1 and 2. Fast lap of the race still belongs to Lee Campbell, who is now running in the second position in the number 64.
If I remember correctly, I believe Sean Dunaway pit about lap 47, 48 or so. So I do see potentially, you know, like Cody Benelli, Stephen Luttrell, and Andrew Teft making up a lot of ground here. But Andrew Teft's going almost 20 seconds down while in the pits. Is insane.
Yeah, I got 20 seconds down on lap or track position. Be quite costly here. Sean Dunaway out front. Lee Campbell second. Brandon Biddy is third. Brandon Biddy's actually your hard charger right now. Oh, take that back now. It's Cody Benelli. Sneaks by in the number 19. This track almost looks better with 13 cars out there. Then it's scattered out. It looks like an open practice session. Except for a couple of drivers making battles for positions.
Looks like Sean Dunaway is actually starting to catch up to Thomas here, possibly to put him a lap down. I believe the 88 on the fresher tires, so could be a chance he does pull away here.
We're going to find out. Sean Dunaway reeling him in. And it could come down to the line he's running too. He could be scrubbing off more corner speed, and that's where he's catching him. And Sean is just so smooth through the corner. Lap 62 complete of 160. This time by. Looks like Kevin Elliott has taken over the second position from Lee Campbell. This is weird listening to these cars go hauling off to the corner. Yeah, then really loud and all of a sudden just quiet. It's funny, I got a actions camera here that says that you can pick like you can go to hotkey the leader, go to crashes or exciting. I hit crashes, bam, there's Truth Hope.
Dang. Didn't have to call him out like that.
Oh, SDK's picking on him. I just clicked the button. Was not my doing whatsoever. Wouldn't wish that upon anybody, especially 67 laps into a 160 lap event. So I'm going to crash out of a race. I want to happen like the first 10 laps, so I sat there for an hour and a half.
Well, looks like Sean Dunaway getting ready to put I
Round two?
believe the 92 a lap down for Osborne.
Short pits coming up, trying to get themselves set up for the end of this race already. It starts at the very beginning. From the drop of the green flag, you start making your plan to get your strategy in place.
I will say Cody Benelli is reeling Sean Dunaway in and very quickly here, as he's all over his back bumper as they're getting ready to come through 3 and 4 this time.
22 of Brandon Biddy is now on pit road.
Interesting calls by a few of these guys here. I mean, I'm going to be interested how it pays off down the line round.
When you come to Dover and hit the Monster Mile, oh, it's going to be another. Looks like he bounced off the outside wall coming off of turn 2. Able to keep it together though.
I mean, Lee Campbell's holding pretty strong with that early pit he did. Still about 8 seconds back from the leader. Still ahead of Truth Oak and Andrew Tetz, who I believe both pit after him.
Yeah, Brandon Biddy off pit road. Looks like just a 4-tire stop fuel for him. He's down and away. Quick on pit road there. Makes you wonder when the next set of cars is going to dive here. We think we have an idea, but they can change it up on us in just a matter of I'm going to go now.
That is very true.
And all of a sudden, what you thought you knew, you know no more.
Joke's on you, I never knew anything to start with.
Well, I was born stupid, raised an idiot.
I mean, my mom said I was special, and my teacher said I had the brain of a brick, so.
That's one way to look at it.
You ever been told a rock has a higher IQ than you?
I played Are You Smarter than a 5th grader in the Rock 1, so it kind of spoke for itself.
Are you smarter than a 5th grader? Apparently, I am not. I am not at all. It's crazy to think how schooling has went from the time like my dad was in school for 5th grade to the time I was in school for 5th grade. Like, by the time I got to high school, my mom said I was doing stuff that she was doing like while she was about to graduate college, right? So, I mean, it's absolutely insane how the education system has changed throughout the years. I'm sure kids today are doing stuff in middle school that I was doing in high school.
Oh yeah, they've I'm trying to introduce stuff to earlier, and it's crazy what they're doing with these kids.
Well, they do say the younger you are, the more you soak in. So, I mean, that could have something to do with it here. But Cody Benelli, back to the point again, obviously, as we seen him pass Sean Dunaway there earlier, about out to almost a 2.5 second lead over Sean Dunaway. Luttrell is reeling in Sean Dunaway for that second place, though. Andrew Tetz finally working his way back up through the field. Let's see, it was about a 20-second deficit there. Closed it down to about 14 at the moment. He's getting caught up to Lee Campbell in that 60 machine. Trying to look to take over this 4th place spot. But I do believe we are about to have a little bit of a battle for 2nd place here.
Sean Dunaway and Stephen Luttrell getting back after it once again. 10th Mountain versus Hello Kitty. And the Toyota and the Chevy about to do battle here. Tell you what, it's a little different field here tonight. We have one Toyota in the field, and this field is dominated by Chevys with a few Fords.
Okay, you don't need many Toyotas to make a statement as he's currently running P2 in that Toyota.
Nope, not anymore. He is working on setting the example, and Toyota's cutting costs, so to speak.
Yeah, I've always been told Toyota's got about the best center rotation out of the group of cars here. Some people notice, some people don't, but I mean, me personally, I will say versus the Chevy, I think the Toyota does rotate a little better in the center of the corner.
I'll tell you what, Stephen Luttrell is definitely making it look like it handles to his liking as he works his way around this Monster Mile racetrack with Cody Benelli as your race leader. Cody's kind of got a pretty comfortable lead right now, almost 3 seconds. Unfortunately, can be erased by just one pit stop as the BJ is Wholesale Foods 42 of Jonathan Stidham out there, currently running in the 9th spot, up to go a lap down to your leader, Cody Benelli in the 19th.
So, I mean, what are you thinking of this race so far? I mean, we've been green flag for, what, 82 laps now? Probably coming around to almost 83.
I like the idea that it's kind of got an open concept to it. Drivers are adapting to the setup, it's being fixed setup, and they figured out how to get the setup to handle that they're liking. It may not be the fastest way, but everybody's been able to maintain their own, and they've kind of created their strategies for the race, and they're able to implement those with this long green flag run. I'm sure a couple of them have a secondary strategy for the caution fest if it were to happen, but it's not highly favored at Racers Elite.
I did just hear, I think Timothy Osborne is having some wheel issues, so he is going to have to load it up on the hauler for tonight's event, which is unfortunate because he's been having a few issues he normally doesn't have the past week. I think he was having a little bit of connectivity issues Friday in the Super Speedway Series, and he's having issues today. And it's not typical of what you see for Timothy Osborne. So he's normally what I would call a front runner.
Yeah, he does fairly well. It's a shame to see his night come to a close like that. That's and never good to see somebody have technical difficulties.
I mean, one thing I can say though, with this small of a field, he is still getting pretty decent points. So it's not the end of his chase hopes here. Cody Benelli looking like the guy to beat at the moment, unless it comes down to possible some kind of field strategy or something. As he's been doing pretty phenomenal, even to pit a little earlier. Stephen Luttrell, he's still holding Stephen Luttrell at about a 2.5 second gap here.
Yeah, Cody Benelli is still stretching it out here a little bit. He's working towards getting his. He might end up winning this thing tonight. We're lap 87 to 160. I'm not calling it, but he's got a pretty darn good shot at the way things have been looking here tonight.
Yeah, we're just a little bit over halfway. I do believe the 22 of Brandon Beatty is trying to come back up here and get a lap back. As he's on a little bit different of a pit strategy than the rest of these guys here.
So we got a few polls that are listed here on the Discord. What's your take on demolition derbies after the checkered flag?
I mean, a demolition derby is always fun. I mean, who could complain about a demolition derby? I mean, it's one thing to get raked when you're actually racing for points, but if you're going in there with the intent of just raking each other and cooling off or whatever, that is a whole different ball game.
So the way that Racers Elite does their format, what's your opinion of being a fan of winning your
Oh man, I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with winning your end, but at the same time, whenever it comes to the actual chase, I mean, you could do win in your end throughout the season, right? And then when it comes to the chase, win gives you bonus points. Say like, if you win, you get 10 extra points or something. But at the same time, if they're going to do that, you might as well just do it throughout the season.
I think
I'm okay with the win in your end. I mean, I believe Kyle Larson won the championship last season for the Cup Series. How many wins did he have throughout the season? I mean, he could have won it off of points almost with how many wins he had.
he was building a bankroll while he was gone.
But don't get me wrong, I would have liked to see Denny Hamlin get a championship, but I mean, it just wasn't in the cards. Bad pitch strategy, got stuck behind a bunch of Chevys. I mean, he was kind of just a sitting duck at that point.
Right. Yeah, I like the win in your end statistic. I think implemented slightly differently. I think if you win a race during regular season, like let's say you've got a like I know a lot of leagues do holiday weekends where they take the week off or something of that nature where they don't necessarily have to have a race. So that night, if the league owner or the league admins or any kind of the, I guess, knights of the round table, so to speak, are there, they can host a win in your end series or win in your end race, like a special event that night. But the drivers from that series have to compete in that race, and that would be their exception to get in.
Well, I mean, there's a couple things where, for instance, I believe Logano got into the playoffs. He ended up winning the playoffs because someone got knocked out. Can't remember exactly what happened. And then there's instances like Larson where he was late to the race and technically didn't make the race, but he still got credited for the race.
I think like some sort of provisional.
Yeah, they need to stand by the. If they're going to have rules set up like that, they need to stand by them and not like change their mind. Top deal. But honestly, in my eyes, I know everyone says Chase Elliott, just he has a bunch of fanboys, fangirls, whatever. But I think if we went to just the old school point style, Chase Elliott would be a shoo-in for a championship almost every season. I mean, if you go and look at the final season points before we start the playoffs, he's typically sitting around that first spot.
Right. Yeah,
I mean, he doesn't win every single week, but he's very consistent. He gets top tens and such. So I mean, that is really good driving. You don't necessarily have to win every single race to be a good driver. You got people like Larson. Yeah, he has a lot of wins, but look how many finishes he has outside of the top 20 because he's wrecked or some other stuff.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, it's interesting to see just how different they change different things and how stuff plays out throughout the season as well.
Yeah, and by no means am I a Kyle Larson hater. It's nothing like that. I'm just using him as an example because that's the prime person that everyone's like either on board with or against. It's just the easy target to use, right?
Yeah, and that's understandable. Lap 98 of 160 on the board here, man. Let's look at these lap times off. Only one driver out. A little bit of race recap here. We have one driver penalized. Kyle Hess had to come down after the initial start, get a penalty served and taken care of, and he's done so. And still, he's working on fighting back to get back from that issue. And Cody Benelli's now your race leader. Stephen Luttrell's second. Sean Dunaway is third. Andrew Tuck rounds out your top four. Top five, the Nitrous Cowboy is Troy Thomas in the 88.
So a little interesting fact here is I believe Brandon Beatty done come down and got his fresh tires doing the short pit here, and he's still stuck behind our leader. He was reeling him in, but Cody Benelli's actually keeping him at bay, keeping him trapped 2 laps down. So everybody from ninth back still trapped 2 laps down doing their short pit strategy.
Yeah, it's he's probably trying to save a little bit, trying not to have to make that short pit. He's gonna try to run a full fuel run maybe this time, and. It's gonna be kind of hard. The pit stop difference is kind of interesting how that's gonna play out because it's not been that long ago for Biddy. I mean, he's back in the 9th spot. He's just right outside of this window. I'm gonna see if I can get it to show us here.
This goes to show basically, you get that run for a few laps, but after about 10, maybe 20 laps, your tires kind of equalize with the people that are doing the longer runs. So if you're going to be doing them short runs, you're really going to have to push super hard to try to get track position and time gained.
Yeah, I've got the graphic up on the screen here. Brandon Biddy's the only driver that's been to, well, not the only driver that's been to pit road 3 times, because Lee Campbell has been to pit road for the 3rd time 9 laps ago. So him and Brandon Biddy may be on about the same page, but Brandon Biddy's been putting about every 30 to 35 laps so far, and he's about due for another stop here if he doesn't if he sticks with the strategy that he's had so far, versus the other 8 drivers on the leaderboard here that have only been to pit road twice.
So I believe if they can make it to lap 110 here, they should be good to make it to the end. Actually, they could probably pit just a little bit before 110.
So here shortly,
looking really good for these drivers to be able to make it all the way that are doing the longer pit strategies.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Cody Benelli probably thinking about pitting right now is probably hit the idea there as he rolled out of the corner. It looked like he almost made contact with the wall. It was a pretty pronounced correction when he got that car straightened back out going down the straightaway.
Yeah, I believe with them being able to go about 52 to 51 laps, I would just say 50 to be safe. If you can make it lap 110, you're sitting in a really good spot to not have to pit again, which is gonna, all these other guys are doing longer runs are probably gonna have to pit if they're pitting this early.
Yeah, Barry Nelson and Jonathan Stidham now on pit road for what might be their final stop of the night. We will see if they're able to do it. They may have to short pit like lap 1. Actually, here comes your race leader, Cody Benelli, coming to pit road.
Yep, Stephen Luttrell staying out. I imagine Andrew Tetz will be staying out as well, as he stayed out a couple of laps longer that first run than Stephen Luttrell did. Would be wrong. 36 is pitting this time.
Yeah, it's yeah, got Sean Dunaway down pit road now. Cody Benelli's leaving, so or he's just not getting to his box. Sorry, my apologies there. Seeing him coming down to the box there. It's kind of weird.
It's really weird. I can't see them putting their outside tires on for some reason. It kind of looks like everyone's just taking left side tires.
I'm gonna watch Stephen Luttrell's pit stop here as he's rolling down pit road. Everybody trying to get this last, or maybe might be the next to last stop. Maybe they're anticipating a late race caution. And yeah, it looks like the 36 is gonna take 4 tires and fuel here. Stephen Luttrell on pit road, and the right sides are down, left side's up. So it looks like 4 tires and fuel for the 36 car. There's Kyle Hess now coming down pit road as the 36 spins the tires and tries a little heat in them before he gets off of pit road here. As he's got that really short trip off, but not quite as short as your fast qualifiers. Andrew Tefton, the 98, is now your race leader. And unfortunately, he will have to pit yet again, so that will be probably coming here rather soon as he works his way through turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, I believe he'll be coming down within the next lap or 2 here. As you see that 28 of Barry Nelson trying to get a lap back, right behind him.
Yeah, Barry Nelson trying to get a lap back. He's running the high side of the racetrack, trying not to scrub off a lot of tire there, trying to make him last as long as he can. It'll be kind of hard to do. This track's decent corners, but they eat tires up a lot. Like you said earlier, it's not going to play too great. There's Cody Benelli going to sneak to the inside. And Andrew Tefton to get a lap back maybe. Cody Benelli takes over the second spot from Troy Thomas. Troy Thomas, that's just Cowboy on pit road. He'll fall spots here.
Here comes Andrew Tefton down the pit road this time. So that should hand the race lead over to Cody Benelli. And I believe he's about 3 to 4 seconds ahead of Steven Luttrell, who's trying to reel him back in here.
Okay. Let's see here. Steven Luttrell currently in the second spot. Lee Campbell moves to P3. Some movers and shakers are going on here. Andrew Tuft is down and away, and looks like he may go a lap down here on that pit stop. Race leader out front, Cody Benelli, but yeah, keep an eye out Lee Campbell now. He's still making runs here towards the end of this event. Fastest lap belongs to Kyle Hess, 23.936. He's currently running 11th, though. About 46 laps remain here for your race leaders. Looks like that pit stops out of the way. We're going to take a brief commercial break, and we'll be right back to bring you to the end of this race, the last probably 40 laps or so.
Slick Wash is specially designed for power sport and motorsport vehicles that encounter heavy dirt and mud, and formulated to clean surfaces without stripping the lubrication from bearings or pivot points. Slick Wash is a biodegradable, non-corrosive cleaning solution designed specifically to remove heavy dirt and mud from surfaces. Each bottle contains 32 ounces of super concentrated liquid solution, which can easily be mixed with water to make up 4 gallons of wash. Each bottle of Slick Wash is made and packaged in the USA. Slick Wash is a non-corrosive formula, making it safe for use on paint, plastic, and metal surfaces, and easily rinses away without leaving a sticky residue. Using Slick Wash is a quick and easy 3-step process. Begin by mixing 8 ounces of concentrate with 1 gallon of water. Using a pump sprayer applicator saves time when applying and also reduces waste. Apply Slick Wash to the entire vehicle, saturating any dirty or muddy areas, and agitate using the Slick Scrub brush. For best results, keep it moist and let it soak for 3 to 5 minutes. Rinse the vehicle with water using a pressurized nozzle and dry with a slick microfiber towel. Slick Wash always offers a safe and easy cleaning experience for powersport and motorsport vehicles. If you have any questions about our Slick Wash, please refer to the support tab on our website where you can easily contact the Slick team.
Back here live, taking it into this race. After our brief break, we took to pay some bills, and everything's situated here on the studio side of things. But Cody Benelli, your race leader, Steven Luttrell, Sean Dunaway, Lee Campbell, Patrick Millette, Truth Hope. Currently, your top 6 drivers. Andrew Tuft is in 7th. Troy Thomas, next Cowboy, is in 8th. 9th is Kyle Hess. 10th is Jonathan Him. 11th is Brandon Median out of this race. We'll put Barry Nelson on pit road, and we'll say out of this race is coming to was rim technical difficulty. Oof.
I was a little confused because Andrew Testa wasn't running too far behind the top 3, but he did stay out a little longer the past 2 pit stops here. So It's going to be interesting to see if the top 3 or top 6 have enough fuel to make it here, and if that's going to let Andrew Test have a chance at winning, or are the top few going to be able to make it?
It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Right now, Cody Benelli has a 3-second lead over Stephen Luttrell. I don't know that I'd be in fuel conservation mode yet. It looks like Stephen Luttrell has been a little faster than Cody Benelli the last few laps here. It's a 24.819 last time by for Luttrell and a 24.947 for Benelli. So he may potentially reel him in here. Got plenty of time to do it. 36 laps remain. So we'll see if he can make some ground up there for sure.
Anything is still possible. We could still have a caution. I mean, you never know. And that'll throw a wrench in everybody's plan.
Yeah, that would be the more fun than a barrel of monkeys. Truth Hope looking for a third pit stop right now. So he was going to come up shy. And he's looking for a little comfort zone. Going to come in for a little comfort tea. Maybe a macchiato. Looking for comfort food. He'll make his way to the pit box as Barry Nelson returns to the racetrack. Definitely some damage repair done on that number 28. His pit lane time, or pit time, 2 minutes 12.5 seconds, the longest pit stop yet, other than Timothy Weisbrand. However, he had a issue with his wheels, so that may have contributed to his time in the pits. So that being the longest stop is Lee Campbell, also down pit road in the number 60. So I think some of these drivers are starting to figure out that they might not make it to the end without making a pit stop as Lee Campbell down. So maybe this is Andrew Tuff's time to shine. He knows the fuel window. Let's see if his tires are going to make it. Andrew Tuff may put that number 98 forward at victory lane tonight.
I believe he's the only one that is 100% certain that I'm 100% certain that can make it, as he is behind our leader at the moment, looking to get his lap back.
Well, if things play out the way we see fit here, as Patrick Millette's also down pit road, so looks like Lee Campbell has returned to the racetrack. Unfortunately, they do lose a lot of time going down there, but this stop may not be as crucial as far as losing track position. As Cody Benelli on the high side of the racetrack right now allows Andrew Tuff to go by. And he swoops off the corner and run to the back door of the 98. About a car length off of it. Stephen Luttrell in second right now. As he's trailing behind your race leader Cody Benelli. We'll see just when these drivers decide to return to pit road, because we are pretty certain that they will need to.
It's kind of a toss-up between the top 3. I'm pretty sure Andrew Tate is good to make it, and everyone else has done pit for the most part, in my opinion. Going to be an interesting finish here. You know, you keep pointing out Stephen Luttrell's catching up to Cody Benelli at the moment. I mean, he's realistically only about 2 seconds back, so still plenty of laps, as you said, to get caught up there.
Yeah, it was 3 seconds when I looked at it. He's down to 2 1/4, so it's getting close.
About 27 laps left in this race at the moment.
Yeah, it's we're getting down to the wire here, and the drivers are definitely getting things figured out here as they get closer to the end of this one.
Well, regardless, what a great race has been so far. I mean, not a single caution, 134 laps in. Yeah. Looking like we're going to go flag to flag here, you know, coast to coast, as Shane McMahon would call it.
Yeah, so far it's looking that way. And I'm kind of showing a drone camera the gap between Cody Benelli and Stephen Luttrell as we watch them make laps here. Is about, I wouldn't even call it half a straightaway, but it's close. It's like maybe 5/8 of a straightaway difference. That's a little bit over half. Me and my math are not mathing tonight. We've been hammering it out at work. 9-hour days. We've been on that for a while. Cody Benelli, your race leader. The question is when will the 19 find pit road? Because if he's been saving fuel, Stephen Luttrell maybe he's on the hunt, hoping that Benelli's gonna have to pit too, and I think he's trying to line it up, but can he time it right?
Say I believe Stephen Luttrell and Cody Benelli pit right about Sean Dunaway included in that as well. They all pit around the same time, so if one of them's able to make it, they all should be able to make it in theory here. But I would say Sean Dunaway saved the most out of everybody, as he's fell quite a ways back here.
I believe 2, 3, 4 drivers on the lead lap right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's man, that's I don't know, is Andrew on the lead lap now?
Yes, he is. He did get around Cody Benelli for get his lap back. He's not been able to successfully pull away yet, though.
That's the downside. That's the kicker. If these drivers pit and they short pit fuel to make it to the end, let's say 20 laps, Barry Nelson, new overall best lap time. Nelson kicking up and turn up the heat a little bit. Maybe back in the 12th position, 23.866. One of only 3 drivers to get into the 4 drivers to get into the 23-second bracket this race. But Barry Nelson doing it late in the going, as he is turning up the wick and putting some fuel in the fire.
I will say, I think Cody Benelli starting to pick up his pace a little bit, as he is starting to catch it back up to Andrew Taft here.
It's either that or Andrew's pace is slowing down.
Yeah, that one of the two. Stephen Luttrell still closing in on our leader here. Dunn went from about 2.5 seconds to about 1.3. So
I think they're reeling in Andrew Taft, and Andrew may be backing down because he knows that they have to pit, and he may be holding out.
yeah, it could potentially be trying to save the tires here in case they do it like a splash and go or something. So he's still got a pretty good set of tires.
I think this late in the going, I'm splashing going right sides. You're going to be down there anyway. You might as well take the 2 tires.
Well, it depends on how much fuel. I mean, if you only need like a couple laps of fuel, realistically, it's faster just to take the gas and go. But it's really going to depend on what everyone else does here, and when they come down to do so. Like, if I come down now, I'm definitely taking right side tires. Still about 20 laps to go.
Yeah, I think anything 8 laps or more, I think I'm taking a splash and go for sure. Probably plus 3 or 4 laps of fuel and right sides. That's my call. That's what I'd be doing.
Now, this is another thing these drivers have to worry about. You never know. Caution could have a Green-White-Checkered.
That's what I'm saying. You can take enough fuel. That's the gamble. You take enough to get you to the end, or do you do what I would do and play the safe method, take the extra 3 laps and go ahead and add those two right sides just for a little added. It'll give you a little more bite through the corner.
I mean, we're starting to see Stephen Luttrell, get into the picture here. So, at least from my point of view, I'm sure your drone cam's been able to show it, but
we're gonna take the next level. We're gonna cockpit Stephen Luttrell. Look at the battle here. He's reeling in Cody Benelli, who is following Andrew Taft, who is currently your 4th place driver. And then I'll tell you what, the onboard view here of Dover, Delaware, at the Dover International Raceway, just looks fantastic. The Munster Mile looks great from the cockpit outside. Look at the safety barriers and the Exalta Coating Systems bridge going into turn 3.
oh, looks like Stephen Luttrell got someone trying to get around him. It looks like Lee Campbell in that 60 machine.
That's gonna kind of hinder him a little bit here as Lee Campbell moves forward here. He's trying to get his position back. And looking at lap time wise, Lee Campbell's last on 25.13. He was faster than everybody in front of him right now.
And that did cost him a little bit of time there, as he did drop down to over almost a second again, as he was about 0.8 back, but he is starting to reel him back in again here. So it looks like Lee Campbell's going to be trying to get around Andrew Tedford.
This is going to be the chance that, oh man, there goes the 18, Patrick Millette going to the inside following Lee Campbell's footsteps. This is going to draw your race leader to Stephen Luttrell. This is not what Andrew Tedford wanted, and he's going to try to use the open door here coming through the middle of 3 and 4. He's going to get a little loose. He backs out of it, has to pedal the car a little bit. Oh boy, he almost lost it. They're coming off of turn 4, and you're going to have Stephen Luttrell potentially, he thought he had something. Where did cockpit? He's got it kind of messed up.
Lap cars are coming up on our leader here. Is he going to try to let him by really quick? As the 18 is looking to get around the 60 here. That is a battle for a position. It looks like the 18 is going to be diving it down on the inside of Lee Campbell. So Millett trying to get around. 19 kind of in the middle here. Don't really. He's going to have to block one of them probably.
Yeah,
if they stay side by side here.
For sure. The question is if you open the door, do you open it or do you hold them there? I mean, you kind of. They're going to do everything they can. They're hungry. They want their laps back, but they're going to force their way in here. They're going to force
I'm just going to let them high. I'm going to get behind them and try to use some of that sweet draft to help me maintain my lead to Stephen Luttrell here. Stephen Luttrell has filled out about a 1.3 second gap, but now that Benelli is having to deal with these lap cars, he is starting to lose time again. And we're 10 to go, coming to 9 to go this time.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see
Benelli into the wall.
Yeah, they are very loose there. Luttrell as well. I watched him pedal under Andrew Teft, and it's quite almost nerve-wracking there.
Looks like I got someone coming down the pits here.
The 28 of Barry Nelson's coming back in. Looks like he actually has a meatball flag. What happened to the 28? Try and highlight that up here on the Insurance Center's Incorporated instant replay if we can find it.
Yeah, it's not popping up on mine, so.
He left the pits and about 2 laps later here. Let's see. Looks like he had a steering wheel issue and a wheel disconnect. He just went straight off into the corner. So we'll get back to you. Thanks to Insurance Centers Incorporated, bringing the Hardy Sports TV sponsor for our instant replay. This Races Elite Network here.
So Cody Benelli led almost every lap today. I mean, Stephen Luttrell about half a second back. That's coming to 6 to go. Is he going to be able to get it done on the last lap here? I mean, Cody's just been so dominant today. I'm sure he's not going to be making it easy. He's probably pretty hungry for this win today.
Yeah, Cody Benelli is a very competitive racer here. Always gets always tends to be a front runner, at least here recently with the series, and very consistent throughout the series to be able to be in such a great state. Oh man, that's Brandon Biddy just bounced off the wall as well. So seen that happen there live. But Benelli's got.
I will say
company.
it is very hard to pass here unless you have the inside line. Sorry to cut you off there. So Stephen Luttrell's really probably going to have to give him a bumper run realistically to get around him. As I know Cody's not going to be willingly giving up that bottom lane.
No, it's either that or you're really going to have to get a good run off the corner and kind of try to drive the entry before you should really be there and get in position before, and then try to set it up for a couple corners later. But he's going to have to be there very soon, which he's trying. He's getting there. He's got a half a second there to gain, but I'll tell you what, he's proven to have been fast here over the last few laps. Benelli 25.669 last time by, 25.510, and I tell you what, Luttrell is still faster than Benelli last time by. Can he get it done? 3 laps to go. He needs to be trying to figure out where to go and how to get the head of steam to go forward here. Man, I tell you, I believe these guys might. It's looking like they're going to make it. Man, they might make fools of us. Start believing it.
Yeah, and I will say, there is a line you can run here that gives you more speed out the exit of the corner, but it's really hard on the tires. So it's going to depend on how much tire wear they got left. But you can kind of enter in high and dive it down low on the exit and get a really good run off.
Yeah, the question is, does Stephen Luttrell have what it's going to take to make that pass as they work turns 3 and 4 as the white flag
Coming to the
will
white
come out?
flag.
Yeah, this is a last ditch, this is foot pedal to the metal. Whatever happens, happens. If you crash, you got to cross the start finish line. So Stephen Luttrell is going to drive 1 and 2 as hard as he can. Looks like he's still going to be off by about a quarter of a second. I don't know that he's got the time. He's reeling them in down the back straightaway, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Going to come down to this last 2 corners here. Because it looks like Cody Benelli is going to be able to keep the lead here and win here at Dover Motor Speedway. Stephen Luttrell, with a very valiant effort getting into the wall, coming on the exit of 4, did a really good job of trying to reel him in there. And it looks like Sean Dunaway is going to be able to cruise at home for 3rd place.
Yeah, I was looking to see here. I think
And we went flag to flag.
Green-White-Checkered, fantastic race for the Racers Elite Network Xfinity iRacing Series. And we'll look at your full field rundown here real quick. As Cody Benelli comes home with the race win, 2nd Stephen Luttrell, 3rd Sean Dunaway, 4th is Andrew Teft. Coming home 5th, running out your field is the Nitrous Cowboy, it's Troy Thomas. Finishing the 6th spot, Kyle Hess, 7th Patrick Millette, 8th is Lee Campbell. Coming home 9th is Truth Hook, 10th is Jonathan Sidham, 11th is Brandon Biddy, 12th is Barry Nelson, and running out your 13 car field, Timothy Eisbrand. So, Mr. Starlink himself able to come up with a top 10 for Run Over Racing's number 42 machine.
It looks like Cody's trying to get that car started long enough to do a little bit of a burnout here, as he is completely out of fuel.
And that was the best of us.
Just goes to show how close these guys were to being able to make it there. So Cody probably saved most of that run as Stephen Luttrell was running him down. I mean, 0.3 seconds there. That's crazy to think after he had almost 3 to 4 second lead over everybody about halfway through this race.
All right, we'll do our interview with our top 3 drivers here. And we'll talk with Sean Dunaway first.
Yep, trying to get everyone moved to the waiting room here. Let's see, we got Cody.
And I got Mr. Sean Dunaway up here in the booth with me and Dakota. Congrats on the 3rd place finish, Sean. The Hello Kitty sponsored 0-1 looked strong out there. The with that Chevrolet in the podium, a good 3rd place finish for you. Started 6th and finished 3rd as a long green flag run.
Yeah, for sure. Not strong enough to keep up with Cody and Steven there, but yeah, overall it was a pretty tame race, as you saw. Tried to keep up on that first stint, tried to short pit them, but then realized, hey, I need to actually save fuel if I want to make this a 2-stopper. So I had to start lifting on that 2nd stint. I lost a lot of time to Cody and Steven there. Was gonna try to run it long, but I think I pitted right with Cody on that final pit stop, so didn't really do me any good there. Then still had to save fuel on that 3rd stint. So unlucky when it comes to speed and strategy, but hey, we'll take the P3 nonetheless there.
I think definitely a strong run. Dakota, you got any questions or anything for Sean for the 3rd place finish?
Yeah, sure. Was you surprised about the people that were short pitting there?
Yeah, for sure. Because yeah, I was definitely looking at the fuel. I was like, you can definitely make it to like 55, 56 laps. So that's when I realized, hey, let's just start lifting, start going a little easier. And yeah, it worked out. I had 0.1 to spare at the line, however, so definitely was a lot harder than you think just to save fuel there. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I think Cody ended up crossing the line out of fuel just about it, so he wasn't even able to do a burnout.
Yep, exactly.
But is there anyone you want to thank or any sponsors you want to shout out, sir?
Yeah, for sure. I'd like to thank my wife, my mom and stepdad for always watching, and then my cats for always trying to ruin my race here. My cat almost jumped on my PC and turned off the PC, so that was almost bad.
Yeah, that definitely would have been eventful there, but I believe that's all the questions we have for you today, sir. Go celebrate your P3, and we'll catch you in the next race.
Yep, see you guys.
Alrighty. We'll move on now. We'll catch up with where do you just want to? Talk with Stephen Luttrell, picking up a good runner-up finish at number 36, 10th Mountain Division, sponsored Toyota. Congrats on the runner-up out of Kansas City, Missouri.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great run for you. Started back in the 7th spot. You, sir, are our hard charger for the night with the most positions advanced in the highest finishing position that moved up 5 spots. But congrats on that as well.
Thank you. I didn't realize that. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Okay, yeah, I like you're kind of one of the movers and shakers tonight.
Yeah, I was trying. I wanted that bad. I've been wanting to get my first win in this series for a while, but I was down there talking to Cody in the waiting room, and he said that this is his first win in this series as well. So, congrats to him. That was well earned. He really put a lead on me, and I just didn't have enough time to reel him back in there.
Yeah, looked like you were giving it your all there. Got a hold of a piece of the outside safer barrier out of turn 4. It was the last ditch effort to come up just a little short, but man, a great solid podium here tonight at Dover.
Yeah, I really pushed it into the corners as hard as it could possibly take on those last 2 laps, and I think that was its breaking point coming out of 4. I just couldn't hold it.
Yeah, it was definitely a great catch there to be able to come across the line. I think you pretty much drifted across the line once you knew it was over, but you had a pretty commanding second place there, but a good win for you. Anybody like to thank help you pick up a runner-up finish here at Dover?
Oh, as always, my mom, my dad, my wife, and my kids, and Andrew for putting on the league, you guys for broadcasting, and we'll see you again probably Monday or Tuesday. I don't know when it is.
Okay. Dakota, do you have any questions for our second place finisher before we let him go celebrate his runner-up finish tonight?
My man, I mean, what do you think you could have done differently at that last pit stop? Because you were reeling him in. I think if you would maybe pit just a little bit later and been able to push a little harder, not have to save any fuel, or
Well, I had an extra 2 laps of fuel there at the end, but I I think I could have ran the second stint a little harder. I noticed how bad the tire wear was on the first stint, and then the second stint I kind of overdid it, saved him a little bit too much. I left a lot of rubber on there, and then really pushed it hard on that last one. Yeah, if I could have just pushed the second stint a little harder, I probably could have had it. But I now have 173 laps of experience on this track with this car, so I'll take a second with that.
hey, that's fair enough, man. But that's about all the questions I got for you. Again, congratulations on your P2 finish there.
Thank you very much.
Righty, folks. Stephen Luttrell in that P2.
That'll leave us to speak with our race winner here. Looks like Cody Manelli making his way up to the booth. Ron and Dakota here. You got a copy, Cody.
I gotcha.
He's got a copy, but he's out of field, Dakota. What do we do with him now?
I need a
Just
push.
ask him 2 basic questions. Are you happy you won? And are you going to drink a beer? And then we can close it out. And I'll play.
Man, I'm real happy I won. My heart's just now slowing down because Steven was wearing me out there at the end. He had me real worried. But man, what a race. I love Dover.
I mean, man, you basically led almost every lap besides, I believe when pit cycles was happening and all that. And then, Stephen Luttrell knocking on your door, and you were really close on fuel from what I could tell because you ran out after the start finish line. So you couldn't even do a burnout. So I'm sure you were very stressed there.
Yeah, I pitted a little short on the first pit stop because I had gone a little too hard on my tires in that first run, and so it left me with no margin for the next 2. So I used every bit of it had in it.
It's fair enough. Ron, you got any questions for him?
I mean, just congrats on the run from starting P4 to pick up the race win. You came out and showed up the best. We were told to watch the 60 Elite Campbell, who ended up with the 8th place finish here tonight. And we put the number 19 Chevrolet in victory lane. And I'm sure the Byler's Quality Construction sponsor is very happy about that. And look forward to seeing where this puts everything for the chase for the championship here as we round out race 2.
Yeah, it's going to tighten it up a little bit.
So we're excited to see how that plays out and where you're going to be at, along with where Andrew's going to be at and how the playoffs are going to line up following closing out tonight. But, man, anybody you want to thank help you pick up a race win here tonight, Cody? And congrats on your first race win here at Racers Elite.
Yeah, thank you much. My couple of family members and friends, parents that they all watch on every Wednesday.
I'm sorry.
And then Andrew for putting on the series, and y'all for commentating, and just thanks, y'all. That was awesome.
Yeah, I apologize to your family. I get kind of dry. Thanks for Dakota this year to help me along. So I'm picking on myself. Anyway, yeah, man. Congrats on the race win, first league win, and definitely well earned here with the Racers Elite Network. A Green-White-Checkered finish and a pit strategy that you probably didn't think was gonna work that worked out. So one to kind of put in the notebook to see how that played out for you, and maybe not get down on yourself when you think something's going awry or wrong next time.
Yes, sir.
So, awesome. Yeah, congrats on the race win, and we'll let you go celebrate with family, friends, and sponsors, and we'll see you next week unless Dakota's got something.
Nope, just drink a beer for me, bud. See you next week.
Okay, yeah, go.
Thanks, y'all. I'll have one.
All right, Dakota picking up the race win. That's going to wrap it up here from the Dover Downs Dover National Raceway as we close out race number 2 of the chase. And Cody Brunelli with the race winner. Dakota, thanks for joining us. Everybody out there on Racers Elite Network, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time I'm back here next Wednesday with Homestead Miami Speedway. And that'll be race number 3 of the chase here with Racers Elite Network Xfinity Series. Hardy Sports TV would like to thank all of its supporters. Insurance Centers Incorporated, Genmar Services in Reedsville, West Virginia, Slick Products USA, Jeff Scott and the gang at the Florida Entertainment Group at FEGPC.net, BladeNerd.com, simple web solutions powered by nerds, Jeff Brown at iRacing iFlag, Brayden Dillinger at Throttle Smash Performance in Dawson, Pennsylvania, Renegade Race Fuels, Premier Racing Setups, TrackCams22.com for asphalt oval and all course style cameras, SimRoutMarket.com for dirt oval cameras, Thanks for watching this broadcast. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time on Hardy Sports TV.